Here's exactly how we saved George Davies Turf 40% on their mobile bill. So they were overspending on data that they didn't actually use, stuck in a contract that they no longer needed, and having to wait in long call queues for support. So here's exactly what we changed. Okay, so let's look at the problem: wasted money. Now, the biggest thing for them was overspending on data that they didn't actually use. If your provider isn't showing you your usage on a month-on-month basis, then you're likely missing out on thousands of pounds worth of savings. The next thing is they were direct with the network. And a lot of businesses think that this is the best way to operate, but that is rarely the case. At the end of the day, the network is biased towards themselves. They won't show you a better plan, or they won't move you to a better plan if it means that they make less money. And finally, support. I mean, they were having to wait in long call queues just for basic inquiries, getting passed around various departments. It just becomes a headache. These issues are really common. Most people don't check their bills, and most providers won't show them a better option, even if it's available. So what's the fix, and how did we cut costs without having to change the way that they work? The first thing was bill analysis. So we broke down each user on a monthly basis and cut out the data that they didn't need. This allowed for immediate savings without having to actually change the way that they operate. The next thing is network independence. So the best coverage and the best price. Unlike the networks that only sell their own plans, we could compare multiple providers. George Davies Turf actually ended up switching to a different network with better coverage and better savings, something that their old provider couldn't offer. The next thing, no more call queues. Instead of waiting on hold and getting passed through various departments, they have a dedicated account manager, so they know exactly who they're dealing with each and every time. Flexible contracts. So all of our SIMs are on 30-day terms with the network, meaning that they're never stuck in one place. If they have staff that are based around the country and they need to flip networks frequently, we can give them that service. And finally, SIM-only savings. Cheaper than standard contracts. I mean, a lot of businesses think that they still need to pay for hardware on a monthly basis and that's the best way to operate, but that's not the case. If you can pay for your hardware up front, you're going to save yourself a lot of money in the long run. So make sure that you're looking out for these key points. Right, so what are 3 simple questions that you can ask your current provider to make sure that you're on the best plan for your business? The first one's really simple. Are you regularly checking my bills to make sure that I'm on the best plan for me? It's a yes or no answer, and if the answer is no, then you really need to reconsider doing regular checkups with your provider or using a provider that will do these for you. The next question is, can you offer me all networks, or are you just pushing one in particular? Now, you'd be surprised how many providers have an agreement with a particular network where they might get higher commissions or incentives if they sell so much, and they may be pushing you to a network that's not actually suited best for your needs. And the third and final question is, who do I call if I need support, and where do I go? If there's not a straightforward system in place for queries or support issues, then you need to consider using a provider that will have a dedicated account management service so you know exactly where you're going each and every time. If they can't answer these properly, you're probably overpaying. Now, it's time to take control of your costs. George Davies Turf pay 40% less and get a better service. So if you want us to take a look over your bill and see what we can offer, reach out. Also, if you found these tips useful, subscribe. We break down telecoms so you don't overpay.